Imagine the torment of a woman who, after enduring a sexual assault by her co-actor, is forced to act with him the very next day, portraying a loving husband and wife embracing on set. Her trauma runs so deep that her anger and disgust seep into her performance, visible on her face during filming. It took 17 retakes to get one shot right, and the director blamed her for the delay. This isn't fiction. This isn't just a story. It's a real experience of a woman in Malayalam film industry, as documented in the explosive Hema Committee report, partially released on August 19, after being shelved for more than 4 years. The terrible truth is that this is not an isolated incident. There are likely hundreds, if not thousands, of survivors in the industry. The Kerala government formed a 3-member committee led by Justice K. Hema to study the issues faced by women in cinema after a gruesome crime in February 2017, when a prominent actor was abducted and sexually assaulted by a group of men in a moving car in Kochi. The shockwaves created by the actor assault case led to the formation of the Women in Cinema Collective, or WCC, composed of women actors and technicians, aimed to raise social awareness against misogyny and promote gender sensitivity in the Malayalam film industry. On May 18, 2017, they submitted a petition to the Chief Minister of Kerala, and based on that, the government formed the Hema Committee. At that time, many lauded the state government as it was the first of its kind in India. The committee conducted an extensive study and submitted its report on December 31, 2019. 2 months later, Justice Hema sent a letter to the government emphasizing that the report should remain confidential as it contains details of sexual assault, harassment, and abuse shared by various women from the industry. We have been following the principles laid down by the Supreme Court in various decisions in keeping the matter extra confidential. It would also take the liberty to alert you to follow these principles before parting with the report to anybody in a routine manner, said the letter. This letter, along with another order by the State Information Commission on October 2020, blocking the release of the report to public domain, citing privacy of the respondents, are now cited by the government as reasons for the Hema Committee report staying in cold storage for 4 years since its submission. Incidentally, in July this year, the State Information Commission overruled its 2020 order to allow for the release of the redacted form of the report. But legal matters to block its release delayed the report coming to the public domain. Finally, on August 19, the report released. The Hema Committee report revealed alarming instances of sexual harassment and exploitation. It spoke about an all-male power group existing in Malayalam cinema, which wielded significant influence over the industry. And the women feared retaliation or blacklisting if they opened up. The POSH Act, enacted in 2013, is a crucial piece of legislation aimed at creating a safe work environment for women. Implementing the POSH Act and forming an internal complaints committee in film sets was a crucial demand raised by the WCC in front of the Hema Committee. However, the committee observed that while the POSH Act protected women in the workplace, women in cinema could face sexual harassment even before they reached their actual workplace. The committee was hesitant to recommend the constitution of the ICC, as it felt that the industry was under the control of certain producers, directors, and actors who could coerce ICC members to deal with the complaint in a manner they wanted. Instead of the ICC, the committee recommended an independent tribunal under an appropriate statute. However, the state government, which knew about this recommendation since December 31, 2019, did not make an inch in the direction for a statute or the tribunal.
കമ്മിറ്റിയുടെ ശുപാർശകളിലൊന്ന് സിനിമ, ടെലിവിഷൻ, സീരിയൽ രംഗത്തെ തർക്കപരിഹാരത്തിനും ചൂഷണം തടയുന്നതിനും ഒരു ജുഡീഷ്യൽ ട്രിബ്യൂണൽ രൂപീകരിക്കണമെന്നതായിരുന്നു. വലിയ പ്രാഥമിക ചെലവും പ്രതിവർഷം ഗണ്യമായ ആവർത്തന ചെലവും വരുന്നതാണ് അതോറിറ്റിയുടെ രൂപീകരണം. എന്നാൽ കേരള സിനി എംപ്ലോയീസ് ആൻഡ് എംപ്ലോയീസ് റെഗുലേഷൻ ആക്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കണമെന്നും ട്രിബ്യൂണൽ രൂപീകരിക്കണമെന്നും ഉള്ള കമ്മിറ്റിയുടെ ശുപാർശ സർക്കാർ ഗൗരവമായി തന്നെയാണ് പരിഗണിക്കുന്നത്. ചൂഷണം, അത് ലൈംഗികമായ ചൂഷണമാണെങ്കിലും സാമ്പത്തികമായതാണെങ്കിലും മാനസിക ചൂഷണമാണെങ്കിലും ഒരു കാര്യം വ്യക്തമാക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുകയാണ്. ചൂഷകർക്കൊപ്പമല്ല, മറിച്ച് ചൂഷണം ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നവരോടൊപ്പമാണ് സർക്കാർ ഉണ്ടാവുക.
Paragraph 53 of Hema Committee report lists 17 types of issues that women in cinema commonly face, many of which constitute cognizable offences. However, no single legal measures to prosecute the predators was taken by the government so far. Notably, post the release of the report, CM Vijayan made the odd argument that the government would take legal action if any actor comes forward with a complaint, and listed several instances where the police acted upon receiving formal complaints. However, legal experts point out that the police do not need to wait for a formal complaint to register an FIR if they become aware of a cognizable offence.
For the purpose of setting the law in motion for criminal investigation, mere information alone is sufficient. You hear me? 176 of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, old CRDC 157, which would say if the officer in charge of a police station receives information or otherwise. Or otherwise means if the police gets any other knowledge or information, clue with regard to the commission of an offence, he has to set to the law in motion for investigation. Whether it is committee or commission, if it is any other clue with regard to the commission of a criminal cognizable offence. The government cannot take shelter that this is not commission Inquiry Act. It is only a committee, whatever it is. Yes, we are only concerned whether it contains some information regarding the commission of a serious cognizable offence. Para 53 of the report would say, narrating very, very heinous crimes, the nature of heinous crimes. Mere soliciting a sexual favor itself is an offence under section 75 of the BNS and 354A of IPC.
Yes.
What else is required to set the law in motion? And the police gets information or otherwise. If any person goes to the police station and gives an oral or written request, written complaint, then okay. Or otherwise means it is a wide amplitude. The police gets any anonymous call, that anonymous service.
Right.
The police gets a call that there is a large scale gang rape in a village. Police rushed there. Last day I said all these things in the channel discussion. Then when the police reaches there, it is true that there was a gang rape. Then none came forward to lodge the complaint by orally or in writing. Then can the police simply say, so since there is no complaint, we cannot proceed? It is called, in such a situation, police has to act suo motu FIR.
Incidentally, a PIL seeking a directive for the Director General of Police to initiate criminal proceedings based on the Justice Hema Committee report was submitted in the Kerala High Court, and the court admitted it on August 22. The court directed Pinarayi Vijayan government to submit the entire Justice Hema Committee report, including the redacted portions, in a sealed cover. The court also noted that the entire exercise will become futile if no action is taken based on the report. The opposition also strongly criticized the government's inaction on the report. The government had all the testimonies and evidence in hand, yet took no action, stated opposition leader Viri Swadesh.
അവർ കൊടുത്ത മൊഴി പെൻഡ്രൈവായി, തെളിവ് വാട്സപ്പ് മെസ്സേജായി, അവരുടെ മൊഴികളായി അവിടെ ഇരിക്കുകയാണ് സർക്കാരിൻ്റെ കയ്യിൽ. എന്നിട്ട് സർക്കാർ അതിന്മേൽ ഒരു നടപടിയും സ്വീകരിക്കുന്നില്ല. ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി, ആഭ്യന്തര വകുപ്പിൻ്റെ ചുമതല വഹിക്കുന്ന മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി ഭാരതീയ ന്യായ സംഹിതയുടെ 199ാമത് വകുപ്പെന്ന് വായിക്കണം. ഇത്തരം സംഭവങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായാൽ അത് മറച്ചു വയ്ക്കാതെ അപ്പം തന്നെ നടപടി സ്വീകരിക്കണമെന്നാണ്, അന്വേഷണം നടത്തി കേസെടുക്കണമെന്നാണ്. അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് ക്രിമിനൽ കുറ്റമാണ്, ചെയ്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ.
Meanwhile, the State Culture Minister Sathi Cheriyan defended the government's handling of the Hema Committee recommendations, stating that all concerns would be addressed at the cinema conclave scheduled for later this year. The government plans to use this conclave to develop a comprehensive film policy for the state, with discussions covering a wide range of cinema-related topics. However, actor Parvati Thiruvoth, a founding member of WCC, strongly criticized the conclave, accusing the government of bringing together the predators named in the Hema Committee report and their victims on the same platform. The opposition also condemned the conclave, calling it insensitive. Despite these criticisms, various ministers in Vijayan government dismissed Parvati's concerns while reiterating that the formation of the Hema Committee was a result of the government's bold stance. Interestingly, State Finance Minister K.N. Balagopal stated that a case could be registered for cognizable offences even without a formal complaint, contradicting the repeated assertions of the Culture Minister. The opposition interpreted this as support for their position. The leader of opposition emphasized that their stance on the issue is not political, though it is clear that the controversial report is becoming a significant political flashpoint in Kerala.